So did Jeremy Fragrance quit YouTube or not? There have been some strange things going on with Jeremy Fragrance's channel, so I wanted to kind of discuss this in a news format and see what you think. I'm making this video not to bring hate or whatever, or drama or whatever, but I think that the news needs to be news. There needs to be kind of a discussion of what is happening. That's the whole point of news to begin with. Now, yesterday, Jeremy Fragrance released a video that he was quitting YouTube. And then in just a couple of hours, he took it down and posted some more content, regular content that he would have if he weren't quitting. Some people missed that video to start with, and this really kind of just brings the question, like, is Jeremy Fragrance okay? Recently, there has been a video by Fragrance Runner that was talking about his experience with Jeremy Fragrance and how he believes that Jeremy Fragrance blatantly ripped off some of his video ideas. I mention this because this was, it seems, kind of the catalyst for a series of events that has been really bizarre. Now, honestly, the story may go back even further than that, but we'll just start right there with the Fragrance Runner's video. And it got a lot of attention. And there was some kind of chatter here and there about whether or not Jeremy Fragrance actually ripped off Fragrance Runner's video or not. In that time, Jeremy Fragrance took down his video that was allegedly ripping off the Fragrance Runner. So it almost seems like an admission of guilt, but I'm not really sure. Then after the Fragrance Runner's video, there were some allegations brought up by Sarah Harris. Sarah Harris is an Instagram model, and she has a lot of pictures that look kind of like the same thing over and over again. Sarah Harris posted some PMs that happened between her and Jeremy Fragrance, seemingly on Snapchat, I believe, mostly. And they were really bad. Now, I don't know if there's any history between Sarah Harris and Jeremy Fragrance. I'm not really sure. Between the conversation, looking at the context clues, it looks like there's not. Now, we'll get to kind of the bulk of the conversation in a little bit, but later on in the conversation, it looks like Jeremy Fragrance says that there is some history there, and I'm not really sure which is which. Now, Sarah Harris posted the screenshots of her conversation with Jeremy Fragrance on her story on Instagram. And some people have already screenshotted the pictures, and you can find those on online if you want to. These conversations are really bad. If there's no context there, if there's no relationship there to start with, I mean, it is looking like it's sexual harassment. I don't know if that is. I don't know what it looks like in Europe or Germany or whatever. All I know is I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. After the allegations of Sarah Harris, I got an email from Jeremy Fragrance. I was not the only person who got an email. There was at least one other YouTube reviewer who got an email. I'll leave their name out. I'm not exactly sure what the email was about. Jeremy Fragrance just wanted me to talk to him. I'm assuming that the other YouTube reviewer got a similar email as well. Under the circumstances, though, with the Sarah Harris allegations, I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to do anything with it. I didn't want to be brought into anything, so I just wanted to leave it out and just see what happens from afar. After that email, a couple of days later, Jeremy Fragrance made his video where he wanted to quit YouTube. The bulk of the message in that video, if you missed it, was that he's tired of the haters. He didn't mention who those haters were, though I'm assuming he's talking about either the Fragrance Runner or Sarah Harris or both. Maybe more people, but I haven't seen anything else about it. He could also be talking about a lot of the comments that he got on a recent Fragrantica article about Jeremy Fragrance. In the article on Fragrantica, it was a really big nothing burger, like a lot of the recent updates about Jeremy Fragrance's fragrance line are. They're just updates about nothing. He may have a title for his fragrance brand, but he's not telling you. He may have an idea, but he's not telling you. He may have a perfumer, but he's not telling you. All that is to say, the article was more of the same. The comments that he got on there were unmoderated, so you get to see kind of a lot of the thoughts that the broader scope of people think about Jeremy Fragrance. So there were people who really agree with Jeremy Fragrance. There were people who dislike Jeremy Fragrance. In all of this, it must have gotten to him because in the video, he talked about he was quitting his YouTube channel, he was selling his Ferrari, and he was stopping his Patreon account. In the video that he made, he said that there are several reasons why people would hate him. One of the reasons is that he's very good looking, and the other reason is that he has a Ferrari. Now, I'm not exactly sure why he'd want to quit his YouTube channel, especially because that's the main reason that he wants to start his fragrance line. It's his main kind of PR for his fragrance line. As for the Patreon and Ferrari, I can see that because he received a lot of criticism about starting a Patreon for money to help him fund what he wants to fund, and then he buys a Ferrari or leases a Ferrari. Now, there'd be no way of knowing if he actually sold his Ferrari or turned it back in, unless you're the person who bought the Ferrari from him. But as of now, his Patreon has not gone down. His YouTube channel is back up, and it just kind of makes me wonder, like, is everything okay? Since that video, more screenshots between Sarah Harris and Jeremy Fragrance have turned up, and this time it was him saying that he had received a lot of mental anguish from Sarah Harris posting that conversation publicly on her Instagram account, that he was going to sue her because he had had the mental anguish. He had been not eating, he had thought about suicide. His mom had received some type of mental anguish from all this as well. There's nothing that Sarah Harris did wrong though. She didn't do anything illegal, so I'm not really sure what he's doing here other than just saber rattling. In the meantime, he also contacted another YouTuber and said that he was going to sue them about something that they did on Facebook. They did nothing wrong either, and so all of this is really, really strange. I'm not sure what's happening, I'm not sure what's going on, and I'm not even sure really if he is okay. I'm not sure if he's stable, I'm not sure if he's bipolar, I'm not sure if he's actually true, if he's had a lot of mental anguish and he's thought about suicide, I'm not really sure. And I'm not even saying that to be funny, I'm actually being serious because I have no idea what's going on. Jeremy Fragrance has made a lot of videos about this whole process of making his fragrance line, and he's deleted a lot of them after he's made them. But I'm not sure why he has to kind of blog about this and then delete them impulsively. Some of this seems like it's directly involved with some kind of investors. Like if the investors don't like what image that Jeremy Fragrance has, they're asking them to take down the content. That could be what it is. And the whole reason I wanted to make this video is not to make fun of him. I just want to know what's going on. If he needs help, then he needs to get help. He needs that Patreon money not to buy a Ferrari, but to get some therapy. Also too, I'm not comfortable seeing someone in his position in the fragrance community threatening people with lawsuits over basically just disagreement or saying things that he doesn't like. That is not good. But I'd like your thoughts. Have you seen all this going on? Are you oblivious to it? Some people I know are not Jeremy Fragrance fans. Some people are. And those that are probably are just going to say I'm a hater. If you say that, I'm just going to delete your comments down below. That's not what this video is about. But I'd like to know your thoughts about all this and if you've seen everything and what you think down in the comments. Let me know. Jeremy, if you're watching this, I wish you all the best, but this is getting really out of hand. I hope you get all the help that you need. If you need help, and if there's anything that I can do for you, let me know. Thanks again for watching. I'm Dave. Bye.